back with the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, and Game Source. We truly appreciate everyone out there listening to all of our great shows. And if you can, please give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Plus, if you can like this podcast, like this video, share, subscribe, and please subscribe today because I lost 2 subscribers because the Lakers lost last night. I seem to get them when they win, and I seem to lose them when they lose. So if you can like, share, subscribe, follow, or do whatever it is that you can to support us right here at the Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, Game Source, Inside Sports Fantasy Football. Of course, the great folks at LakersBall.com. Go ahead and hit up Joe Soro, a.k.a. Ox1947 today, right there for you at LakersBall.com. Plus, if you want your lawn transformed into something much more beautiful than it is today and you're in the Southern California area, go to Sinblades with a Y, that's sinblades.com. Plus, YouTube's own John Mikaelian channel. Check out what he's doing today, including a fascinating video he recorded earlier today on the wonders of Krispy Kreme donuts, which was so much more fascinating than today's game. We actually had a pretty good discussion on that and hybrid cars. So go ahead and subscribe to the John Mikaelian channel today, plus our playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break live watch parties. You missed some great conversations. You also missed the Lakers game, but you missed some great conversations with Nick Medina, Joe Soro, John Mikaelian, and myself, and you want to catch all the fun there, go ahead and sign up for free today at playback.tv. Plus, LakerTom, who we will probably sing to here at the end of the show, a happy birthday, because today is LakerTom's birthday, but he is under the weather, just like AD, but you can still catch his thoughts at Lakerholics.com, along with our good friend Jamie Sweet, and our good friends at the Hoopheads Podcast Network at hoopheadspod.com. If you could support all of that, it is sincerely appreciated. I think Rodney Milliken says it best. Wow. What a second quarter. Because the Lakers coming into today's game, I guess we can't really expect much because AD is out of the lineup with flu-like symptoms, non-COVID illness. LeBron is resting his ankle. And then you had Wenyen Gabriel out for a couple weeks with a bruised shoulder injury. Also, as well, you had Patrick Beverley resting a sore knee. Insert your own joke there on the way he's been playing all season. But I will say, going into today's game, we didn't expect much. And by the end of the first quarter, it's 39-31. We were still not expecting much. But starting the second quarter, the Lakers were in the thick of it, down only 4. And then there came a stretch in the second quarter where the Raptors missed 10 shots in a row. And I knew that the Lakers were going to lose because the Raptors missed 10 shots in a row and still managed to extend the lead on the Lakers. And it just got worse from there as the Lakers at the end of the second quarter completely gave up. It completely went off the rails. And then the Lakers found themselves down by over 20 points at the half. And then it just was pretty much cruise control for the Toronto Raptors all the way out. And the Lakers, unfortunately, have fallen again, second time in a row, 126-113. And here today to talk about the game are 2 great guys that were part of our live Lakers watch party. The chat has already started already, and the world's best Lakers chat that's out there. 2 great guests indeed. First man up, first man here gets to go right there for you. He is the man behind Ox1947 at LakersBall.com. Plus, again, Simblades.com if you want your lawn transformed into something much more beautiful than it is today. It is Joe Soro. And Joe, I know they were tired from a back-to-back. It looked at the effort John and I were remarking weren't there. Nick Medina, he also commented about how the Lakers just didn't like to have it. That second quarter, though, when they had a chance to not only stay in the game, but actually lead with the Toronto Raptors missing 10 shots in a row, and they couldn't get the job done, that said it all for the Lakers.
These are young. A lot of these guys are young guys that shouldn't be tired after a back-to-back, especially with the first-class amenities that they have. I still don't understand why I keep hearing that with 23-year-olds and first class flights with first class training and first class medicine and a $10 billion net worth team. Come on. This is a team that didn't have the talent to play tonight.
I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, that's how you start that weakness mentality, is saying, oh, well, it's a back-to-back. Back-to-back, as Stu Lance said it best years ago, when you're 22, you can play all day.
Well, LakerTom, whose birthday it is today, and wishing him a happy birthday. I know he's under the weather, but I do wish him a happy birthday nonetheless. Would have gone on and said, this just shows the Lakers' lack of depth. Rob Pelinka needs to get on the phone now and start making some trades. I have to agree with him. If this was LakerTom was here, the Lakers, it shows the lack of depth. I said before the start of the season, 3 through 15, the Lakers have a worse roster than anyone else in the league.
I could agree. I would agree with that. Which goes to show you how amazing AD and LeBron are, especially with the current run they had. They just don't have. I mean, if we're looking at someone like Kendrick Nunn and Patrick Beverley, and saying that these guys shouldn't be playing on an NBA roster, I'm pretty sure the other 29 teams are thinking the same thing. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of an area where the issue with not having the right button pusher at GM or player personnel guy is, I think that particular position has to have some form of network within the colleagues, and I think in certain cases there can be things done that aren't normal because of good relationships. The Lakers have done some positiveness, I guess, with Cleveland to a degree, but Cleveland is in a position right now where they're not really going to want to do anything. They're kind of a player away from really being a force in the East. So it's not likely we're going to have anything there, or Cleveland's going to have anything that they'd want from us. So that's out of the way. And then who else? Who are the other 28 teams that would work with Rob to not fleece him for the 2 picks and be willing to take expiring contracts for maybe a contract for a player that would be of value to the Lakers? It's just not a good position in any way when this team is injured, and it's not a good position in terms of any assets or any chance, a clear chance of trying to get something done here. It's just not a good setup. So with that, I'm going to hope that the guys show up on Friday, meaning AD and LeBron. It's tough because I believe that if AD and LeBron had played the way they played tonight and yesterday, I think there was a chance they could have for sure split.
Yeah.
But they could have been a shot where they could have probably won these games, because I'm not overly impressed with Toronto. There's something off there as well. Maybe they need another guy. Maybe after a while, the Siakams, the Van Fleets, even though Van Fleet had a pretty good game today, these guys, they get their money a little bit and they start to kind of, do I really need to play hard? And you've noticed that a little bit with Siakam and Van Fleet. They're still good. They're still productive. They're still very capable. But I feel like they should be a little bit better than what they are. And that's where I thought maybe AD dropping 44 and 15 in a game like this and last night would probably have gotten us W's.
I agree with you on that, because they're still, with all the wings that they have and the length that they have as far as the size are concerned, around those 6'7", 6'8" players that they have with a lot of size and length, they are not a very good shooting team, and it showed. You saw that in second quarter when they struggled. They missed 10 shots in a row. They're essentially a 500 team right now, and it shows, because while they do have a lot of pieces and a lot of parts, they're just not fitting as well together as I think that they thought they would. So it just showcased right now that if you would have had LeBron and AD, it would have been a lot more competitive.
Yeah, and I believe the paint points were pretty high.
Yeah,
after the first quarter and a half.
They were living in the pain.
Yeah, and
same thing like yesterday.
Same thing like yesterday. And if you have AD there, you're not doing that on a regular basis, and that changes the whole dynamic of the game. It's hard to swallow. It's just hard. It's hard to you watch this guy dominate for 10 games, and then he's got the next 2 games, and you feel like you're these 2 games would have taken you to 500, and now you go into Philly where you're not really in desperation. Even if you lose in Philly and you're back to 12 and 13, you feel good going into Sunday and coming back home 13 and 13, which I was excited about. I thought we could do that, but now it reversed because they just can't stay healthy, and I don't know where this goes after this with the health thing. This doesn't look like it's meant to be in terms of having somebody play 75, 80 games anymore.
Doesn't look like it indeed. But once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. Truly appreciate you watching and listening. The Lakers unfortunately fall 126 to 113. Also here today is a good man indeed. He, for entertainment for you out there, tries to do what he can, including eating as many Krispy Kreme donuts that he can. It is a good man indeed. You got to go ahead and subscribe to his channel today, John Mikaelian channel. It is John Mikaelian. And John, we had a great conversation during the Playback.tv Lakers live watch party about hybrid vehicles.
All things not Lakers.
Yes, all things not Lakers. Krispy Kreme donuts, about how there's a bunch of donuts at Krispy Kreme's beyond the actual glazed ones that they're famous for. But then the Lakers started playing, and especially in that second quarter, it fell apart from there.
Yeah, in regards to, real quick about the Krispy Kreme video, I was just I was trying out the holiday donuts, and a few years ago, before I cleaned my diet, I used to be able to eat an entire box like nothing. But today, I actually kind of got sick after the 4th donut, or when I started eating the 4th donut. So it shows how much sugar there is in there. But anyway, back to the game. Yeah, it just shows that this just shows how bad this roster is, because it just shows that LeBron, AD can't even take a night off, and the Lakers be competitive. So I don't know what sign Rob Pelinka's looking for. I don't know if he's still waiting for manna from heaven. But I mean, this team is streaming for a trade. You can't rely on LeBron, AD every night to carry this team, because LeBron's 38, or he's going to turn 38, and AD, he's going to get worn out after carrying the team for a while. So, you can't rely on this roster. We were talking during the live stream on Playback, and Joe brought up a really good point about how this is not, it's not an NBA roster night, and I agree with him. I told him it was a G League roster, and this is exactly what it is. They just look lost out there tonight. Schroeder brings up the ball, either drives to the basket and hopes he can score, or looks to pass to someone that he knows probably can't score. So we have too many guards. One of the other things that we talked about is how lengthy Toronto is, along with some of the teams like Milwaukee, who we surprisingly beat it last Friday. Clippers have a lot of wings. So we're in addition to not having good enough rotation players, we also don't have height. We have a bunch of guards that can't defend. We're not a good shooting team. I don't know how much we're shooting right now, but it's probably below 35%, which is league average. So I don't know what Rob's waiting for, but Rob, I mean, if you're going to make a trade, it's now. You're not going to make a trade in March or April when the season's over.
42% from the field, 21% from behind the three-point line. That's just abysmal.
Yeah,
absolutely abysmal. After the few games when the Lakers were riding a hot streak, they were shooting decently, and the fact that they weren't shooting as many threes as the other teams were, but they were actually hitting on a league average, like you were talking about. It is back down. It's gone south, back down to the league's worst levels that we have seen for most of the season. So, yeah, just very, very sad. Hey, Joe, maybe the next challenge you should do would be the Krispy Kreme challenge.
I don't recommend it.
I've never had an appetite for donuts to where I'm eating more than 2.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not into donuts like that.
Okay. I'm just trying to find another challenge.
The only food I really eat, and this doesn't seem like the hunger goes away, is seafood. I can eat shrimp for days. I can eat crab for days. I still get full, obviously, but I can eat those things for days. Sugars. I used to be a big cereal eater, but I
What's your
don't.
favorite cereal?
Cocoa Krispies.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, good choice. There
yeah.
you go.
But even that stuff, man. If you start the morning off like that, your whole being is just not good.
Well,
Your
we could
body
do
crashes.
we could
Yeah.
have you do the Krusty Krab in honor of SpongeBob SquarePants. The
Jordan,
Krusty
once
Krab.
again, you don't listen. This is the problem with you. You don't listen. Did I say I didn't like donuts? I said I can't eat more than 2. I like donuts. I can't eat more than 2 at a time if they're the normal Krispy Kreme type donuts.
Yeah, those are
Heck, I can only
dense.
do. I usually do 1. It's because I'll get something with the custard in it because I always like custard. It's only
See, there you
place.
go. See, that's the thing.
But
Everybody,
what is it with you? What is it with you? Misinterpreting everything, and we do here. Come on.
I think Jordan likes trolling. That's all. He likes
Yes.
getting
No,
under
he
everyone's
doesn't.
skin.
He doesn't like trolling. That's how it works in his head.
well, that's true. But you are a narcissist,
Yes,
according
absolutely.
to our audience.
Yeah, the audience. I think I said this yesterday. Is you're going to have this interpretation because it's a lot of times there's a little bit of projection,
Yes.
envy. I just made that up, the projection envy part, because it's something that I've noticed about people. If you're too confident and too boisterous, sometimes it's projection envy where they'll project that they want to be that and they envy it and they'll throw it out on. It's like kind of like self-hate. Some people will be critical of certain things and it comes back as self-hate. And it's good for TV though. The stuff that we do is good for TV, and it's just that's all it is.
Absolutely. Well, I can see why a lot of people are checking out. Our numbers are always reflective of that. Everybody's here when we win. We all don't support each other when they lose. So, again, though, I do wish LakerTom a truly happy birthday. Hope he's feeling better. Know he's a little bit under the weather, so he couldn't make us for a live watch party, and of course here at the Lakers Fast Break. But
I like how
John,
you included LakerTom in the injury list tonight.
yes, I did.
That
Yeah,
was
when I
funny.
sent that email, yeah, I just thought, I wanted to make him feel special. I was trying to make
Yeah.
him feel special, but
You know what what really make him feel special? A Miles Turner and a Buddy Hield trade.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's true. That's true. So, okay, we talked about this during the show, John. You and we talked about, let's say you have LeBron and AD playing like they did over the course of the weekend. Let's say you get the magical offer done and the trade's done with, Buddy Hield and, of course, Miles Turner. Is that really the way the Lakers should go now? I mean, doesn't AD play better at the 5? You want him at the 5? Do you want him at the 4? I mean, I understand he's more comfortable at the 4, but how's he playing when he's playing at the 5? He's playing lights out.
Yeah, I think the only way that will work is if Miles Turner, parks on behind the arc, behind the 3. Because the thing is that if you put AD at the 4, he's going to go back to just jump shooting, and I think he's going to, get comfortable with that. But right now, he has a really good combination of, playing down below in the paint, but also shooting. So, which that puts a strain on defenses because they don't know, if he's going to be if he let's say he starts off on the perimeter, they don't know if he's going to shoot the ball or if he's going to drive to the basket. So, it makes it harder on defense. But if you move on the 4, I think he's going to shoot a lot more, and I don't know if we want to see him do that. He's a decent shooter.
So is that the right call? I mean, we always talk. I mean, lately we've been talking about Miles Turner, Nikola Vucevic. I've been talking Porzingis. Are these the right answer for the Lakers?
Let's say you pull off a trade, whether it's Miles Turner or Buddy Hield or DeRozan and Vucevic. It's not enough. So let's say you make that trade, right? Then you have LeBron, AD.
I don't think that's just a good fit at all. Or the Chicago players.
Let's play devil's advocate. Let's say it is. Let's say it's a good fit. You have four decent players. Who else do you have? We're talking about Austin Reeves. Whether or not he'd be a good rotation player on a good team.
Yeah.
So let's say he is. He's probably not, but let's say he is 5. You have 5 decent players. Who else do you have? Troy Brown Jr. You have Thomas Brown, who's undersized. I mean, what do you have? So no, I don't think that that answers the question. I don't think that helps because this entire roster is flawed, not just a couple of players.
I agree with you. I mean, Joe, you're not arguing against this. You see what we see is that the Lakers, and these are the type of games where it really shows they were awful, absolutely abysmal in the half court, could create no offense. I talk about transition being a key for this team. When you have AD and LeBron out, you really need to kick it into high gear because you really are that bad in the half court set.
Well, that's the whole point is of what we're saying is they're not capable of running a half court offense.
They looked
and they're also
absolutely
awful.
And
they're not capable of running at all. Yeah. They're not skilled enough. They're not. I don't want to say they're not smart enough. That's not the right word. But they're not
skilled.
They're not. Yeah, they're not skilled. There's not enough talent. There's not enough skill. There's not enough adaptability to do these things. It's just not there. They did not play bad tonight or towards the end of last night's game because they weren't trying their best. I'm sure they were trying their best from what I saw. They are just not good enough. And I've been quoting Chuck Noll, I feel like this last month. I think I sent one out yesterday before we got off air. Chuck Noll, when he came into, and I think I might have said this before, but I always like bringing it back. Chuck Noll, when he first came to the Steelers in 1969, at that time the Steelers were massively. I mean, they were worse than the Lions for shoots from 33 to 69. They just never. They went to the playoffs once. They had never won anything. And Chuck Noll, after watching film for I don't know how long he was watching, had a team meeting afterwards, and he said, "Guys, this has nothing to do with your attitude. Has nothing to do with anything. You're just not good enough. You can't run the plays that we need to run. You can't run fast enough. You can't jump high enough. I'm going to have to get rid of some of you, and that's just what it is." And that is the perfect explanation for this team. It's just not good enough. Half the roster does not belong on an NBA roster. They belong in the G League, and they belong in Europe or China. They belong there. I think they do really well there. The Lakers have no margin of error. You lose AD. You've seen what our Taiwan. Look at what Dwight. I think Dwight Howard had a 40, 30, 10 game over there.
Yeah,
he's like Shaq out there.
Yeah, so we're
Shaq before he fell under the Christmas tree.
When that monitor thing fell, when the wire got caught in his foot, that was the best one.
That was.
I love the fact when he
was blaming Ernie for it. He's like, "Oh, I've been sitting here the whole time. How the hell could I have done that?"
And we saw that on our live watch party yesterday, and that was so funny. Kenny just pushed him, and he just right in there. It was not fake.
You know, Shaq exaggerated that, right? He did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Shaq used to do that.
It looked good. It did. Good. It looked like a tree with legs at one time.
Well, Shaq used to embellish his falling into the cameraman in the front row, and he did that, and you could always tell he did it on purpose because he always sit there for a second and kind of soak it in, right? You go from no talent to Shaq. It's like.
Well, the thing is, though, okay, let me say this. I have been saying this ad nauseum before the season. I saw this coming a mile away. I am not paid, and you guys are not paid by the Lakers to go ahead and see this, yet they pay people hundreds of thousands of dollars each and every year to go ahead and be able to evaluate these teams. In the case of Rob, he's paid millions of dollars a year. How did they not see these things coming a mile away?
Sometimes it's harder to be efficient when you know you're comfortable. The Lakers are a comfortable franchise. They've won titles. They're the most valuable team in the NBA, not Forbes value. They would sell more than any team in the NBA, more than the Knicks. The issue with that is you also have emotional types that are calling the shots. When you're an emotional type or a used car salesman type, this is the result of that because you end up poking the wrong people. You end up doing the wrong things in terms of when you need something done and you need it done quick, people are not going to help you if you've been lousy to them. And that's what Jeannie and Rob have created. I mean, think about it, guys. Look what they did to Magic, right? And I say they as in Magic left, Magic, the Laker, the number one Laker, even with Kobe being 1A, Magic is Mr. Laker. And the fact that he left the way he left was really the sign we never really paid attention to, because we've known that Magic has done some suspect things in the past. But in the end, Magic's always going to be Magic. And that's what you appreciate about Magic. That's why we love Magic. He's always going to be Magic no matter what's going on. And it's just your leaders are not capable of sustaining success. Gee, you probably know this a little bit. You're watching what's going on in the video game world right now, and how all these games are being delayed, and how Warner Brothers is just, word came out that Black Adam was a bomb and all these things. And I've been reading about what Warner Brothers, just anything they've been touching lately has been going down the tubes.
Canceled many shows. The Discovery merger's been awful for them financially.
Yes, and where this comes from is you're talking about Warner Brothers. That's a $20 billion net worth business company. Just because you've got the cachet doesn't mean you can't be professional and do things the way they're supposed to be done. And the Lakers don't do that. They let go of the guys they develop. They don't trade anyone so they can acquire assets so that they can have the assets to trade for what they want later. They let everyone go. They don't think in those realms, because you have a guy who was a former agent. He knows the salary cap. He knows how to handle his players. He knows how to talk the fake thing with his players, because he's an agent. He's like a sleazy lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Now you're asking this guy to go and be a good citizen. Go be a Jerry West. Go be a Pritchard. God, why am I drawing a blank? Who's the GM in San Antonio? Buford. Yeah. Buford. You're asking this guy to be these guys. These guys,
or even David Griffin.
David Griffin. I mean, David Griffin. Yes, David Griffin. These guys it's a different job. This is a relationship job. Jerry West has said you can't lie to players. Right? That's one of the things that he was very adamant about. You can't lie to players. Why did Shaq respect them so much? Why did Kobe respect them so much? And a lot of the reason why there was a rift between him and Phil Jackson is because Phil Jackson knew that, and this is one of those things where both are right, and this is the hard part about people, and when you need to understand the difference, it's one of the things I try to preach in my own, whatever that guy's name was yesterday, I'm going to bring up my business. When you're running a business,
Fried Chicken, I think.
Fried Chicken, right? Yeah, you're going to learn a little bit about how to run business here, Fried Chicken, so you know how to make fried chicken in case you want to go into that business. The thing that I preach is that you have to know when you need to make a decision, whether it's yes, no, and a lot of that ties into what's the right thing. And sometimes you run into both things being right. Now, what do you do? We're right in that these guys are not talented enough, but we're also right in that they stink. They can't win games. Can't be, you don't want to just come in here and go, oh, well, the Lakers suck. I mean, I guess you could say that just because it feels good and they lost.
Actually, someone did in the chat room today.
Yeah, well, they suck because they're not good enough. You know what I mean? It's not because they suck as in putting in the effort. At this point, the effort's been there, but they don't have enough skills. So this is the result of not you had a really good scouting department. You let Ryan West go. I don't even know what the Bus kids are doing. They were ascending in this scouting thing, and the reason why they were ascending,
they're still there in the scouting.
Okay,
I saw one. I told you the other day.
Okay, so we have a Reeves. This is a guy that wasn't drafted and is a massively productive player for a player who wasn't drafted. We're not taking those things and harnessing them more. We're letting this guy go. We're letting that guy go. We're not building anything. It's just let's go get the stars and hope they play. Guys, just like these 20-point leads and just like us hoping for 82 games a year, those days seem to be gone. So if you don't understand the current culture of the NBA, then you shouldn't be in charge of anything right now. Right now, AD and LeBron are not going to play 82 games a year. So you're going to have some depth. But you also need to develop relationships around the league so teams will trade with you and not want to fleece you.
I agree.
We're in a black hole. It's all or nothing. Either we get out of the hole or it's a black hole. AD and LeBron have to play every game. There's just no other way. There is nothing else we can do right now. And I have this much faith in Rob Pelinka. 0. And I have even less faith in Jeannie Buss. The word that starts with a C is their definition.
There's a lot of C words. I'll just leave it at that.
Not the vulgar one.
Okay.
It ends with a D.
Okay.
I don't know what word that is.
It's a family-friendly word, but it's very spearing. People don't like to be called that name. It rhymes with Howard.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Coward. Big deal.
Once again, as the Lakers fast break, the Lakers unfortunately fall in Toronto, 126.
I'm proud of you, G. I'm proud of you, G. You didn't get all freaked out when I said the C word. I think you knew where I was going.
I've become conditioned to Joe Soro.
That is I'm very impressed. I was weird. I thought you were going to be like this.
It's a family-friendly word.
I got a couple comments here from the awesome chat room that we have. Johnny2K6, at the very least, give Joey and Jesse Buss bigger roles within the organization, and
that's what I've been saying.
Override them. By hook or by crook, Jerry West and or Magic back at the front office. Jerry West is not coming back.
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back.
Magic. First of all, Magic made a very good point. He needs to be Magic, and I don't think he should be a part of any front office.
Yeah, I agree.
Magic did his thing. He got LeBron to LA.
Yeah.
LeBron helped us win. LeBron helped us win the title. He did his job. This organization needs to stop getting in the way of people doing stuff.
Magic is one of the greatest players of all time, but his career outside of the court, as far as from a basketball realm, is very sketchy at best. And I think that also goes for his time in the front office. So I would probably have let's do something different. I've always advocated for this. Let's not always go for the nepotism. John, how about this? Let's go for like maybe someone really skilled, like a young executive from a winning organization. Let's try to go ahead and target them. Maybe that's an idea.
I think that could work, but at the same time, you're a Lakers. You're not.
I know nepotism rules.
You're not a small and mid-market team. You could get someone proven. So like, let's say, I'm surprised we didn't go for David Griffin when he was available. I know he's not a top-tier GM, but I thought he did pretty decent for LeBron back in Cleveland, and he's doing pretty decent. It looked
sketchy for a little while in New Orleans, but now he's looking really good. Yes.
I'll tell you what, he's 1,000-time upgrade over Rob Pelinka. I'll tell you that much. But for me, I was willing to give Rob a benefit of doubt before the season started, but whenever he and I've been in sales for 10 years. So when I say that he wasn't able to get any wings and he tried to insult the intelligence of the Lakers fan base by saying it's a guard league, that really ticked me off, because you're basically giving your fan base the middle finger, saying that, oh, I could just pass this along as some BS lie, rather than saying, hey, we just weren't able to get a wing right now, but maybe later. So not only do I not have confidence, but I also don't have respect for him.
It is a guard league that can shoot. It's a guard league that can shoot, which we have
none of. Same thing with the wings.
Okay. And the wings, if you want to go wing 3D type guy, yeah, sure. I'd love to have a couple 3D guys, but those guys are $30 million per. So how about we get at least a guy that can at least do the D? If you have guards who can shoot in a LeBron-centric offense, and then you have wings who can play defense, meaning they probably have the length, the wingspans, right? then you're building a team for the 2023 NBA culture. But does he know this? Does he understand this?
No.
No. And I know if I was a GM outside the Lakers, I would fleece him to death. And they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, that's it. There's no respect for Rob Pelinka in the NBA. There's just no respect. There's no respect anywhere for him because he's a sneak. He's a
Can I add
sneak.
to your point, Joe? I was just going to add that. So, like, whenever Rob Pelinka was a free agent, I'm sure he burned some bridges with some GMs, like saying, "Hey, my player's going to sign you with your team," and oops, no, sorry, he changed his mind. So, I think he burned a lot of bridges during that process, and now GMs are getting the revenge. Do you think that's the case?
I'm still in that same mode of that. Rob Pelinka had some semblance of respect when Kobe Bryant was around.
Right.
The second Kobe left, we now get the guy that this is what's left because
His true colors.
I don't know, and I don't know if Kobe had I don't think Kobe had a leash on anybody, but geez, I would be pretty sure that if Kobe was around and he was doing this kind of stuff, I have no doubt Kobe would be on the phone going, "What the f- are you doing? What are you doing over there? Like seriously?" I have no doubt. I'm still puzzled at why Kobe liked him. I don't know. Maybe Pelinka just kissed his butt well enough to scam him enough. I don't know. I don't know. I'm puzzled by that one. I don't get it. But I'm just tired of. I'm tired of talking about this.
Yeah.
I'd like to fast forward to a couple months so we can really understand what's going to happen this season. I want to know if these guys are actually going to do anything. But my gut tells me the same thing it told me in the summer. I don't know if they can. It's not that they don't want to. It's just I don't know if they can. I think they've dug themselves such a huge hole. I don't know what they can. They have to somehow salvage at least the Nunn Beverly thing into something. If you're going to drop Westbrook and lose a few $1 million on that, fine. But can you get something for Nunn and Beverly at least?
Yeah.
There's got to be a team out there that has to unload a contract that's beyond this year. There has to be. There's too many players out there making heavy money, and you don't want to lose that extra $14 million. So go get it through Nunn and Bev.
Well, I know with obviously what happened in Golden State, there was this idea, player agent becoming a general manager, becoming in charge of the player personnel. That's a great idea. Obviously worked out in Golden State. Everybody's got to go ahead and follow suit. And we saw the Knicks and the Lakers among the two biggest names to go ahead and follow that same road.
First of all, Rob's tenure worked. He won a championship.
Yeah.
But the reason why things work in Golden State, and this is something I have to reiterate all the time to the people who don't actually watch the game, you have the three most team-oriented stars. Well, now he's not a star in Draymond Green, but let's just go with what I'm saying here for a second. For the last decade, you've had the three most unselfish team-oriented players. One of them is a two-time MVP. The other one could have been God knows what if he wasn't with Steph, Hall of Famer. And then you got Draymond Green, who, when he was right, was a defensive juggernaut and a facilitator and the kind of heart and soul of the team. You have three guys, who are team first and have that kind of skill set. That's why Golden State succeeds. It's not because, he got this guy and he got Wiggins and he got to look. They've won with Wiggins, without Wiggins. They've won with Durant. They have won with Durant. You know who they haven't won without? Those three. They haven't won championships without Draymond, Clay, and Steph. And Steve Kerr came in, was the perfect coach, let that thing he just put the jelly on top of the peanut butter. That's what he did. That's all he did. And because he's good with the psychology thing. That's his thing, right? And that's why that succeeded. in terms of that side. Is he just let those guys be what they needed to be, and the result was 4 championships in, what was that, 7 years?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I don't know. This is a talent ridden. This is a talent, ultimate talent to like the talent of the talents need to be on your team to win consistently and regularly. And the GM and the coaches and these guys are supposed to be guys that are supplementing these teams as best they can. And if they aren't, they're a detriment to the team.
I do want to mention, though, that Juan Toscano-Anderson late in the second half did suffer an ankle injury. He is going to have an MRI on it tomorrow. It looked pretty bad. He was really in a lot of pain and discomfort, so we'll see how bad it is. I know he's not a vital piece of what right now the roster. He was potentially, hopefully, going to be something. But then again, John, that seems to be a myriad of these signings. You're hoping that these minimum salary players, at least one or two, can break out and become at least a competent part of the Lakers rotation.
Yeah, you're hoping that they actually outplay their contract, or at least right now live up to it. But it's a combination of them, underperforming their contract and also not being able to stay healthy. GTA was out at the beginning of the season, I believe, and he's out. He's probably going to be out again because he was in a lot of pain. And
so let's look at it from perspective. That's a good thing that you just said. And once again, it's the Lakers fast break. Who is outplaying their contract right now? Outside, of course, LeBron and AD. Will put them to the side, but of the rest of the Lakers, I can only think Thomas Bryant right now is outplaying his contract.
That's a tough one.
Austin Reeves, maybe? Yeah?
I was thinking Austin Reeves. It's definitely not Westbrook because he has a $47 million contract. Yeah, I would say Austin Reeves. I don't know about Thomas Bryant. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. He looks undersized out there. I know he's had a couple decent games, but he hasn't done enough for me to say he's outplayed his contract.
Okay. I maybe say he's played up to it. Like you said, he's been out a number of games, so I definitely would give you that. I'd say he's played up to the level of his contract. I mean, today, 10-10 from the free throw line, 16 points. Still, he looked outmanned and outgunned there. I agree with you, especially the fact that he's still athletically not what he once was after that knee injury. Joe, is anybody on the Lakers roster outside LeBron and AD playing up to the level of what they were compensated, and which is very sad because a lot of these guys are on minimum contracts. Lonnie Walker is probably the only one I could ever mention because Lonnie Walker's been sensational this year, way above what he normally was, except for tonight when he really needed the most. You're on mute, Joe.
Sorry, I don't know. I didn't even press that button. It must have touched the keypad here. Reeves is a second-year player. I don't know. He hasn't gotten a contract other than his normal contract. I'd say Lonnie
playing out their value.
Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker has outplayed $6 million. I'd say that's the guy. AD has obviously done his stamp there. LeBron is LeBron. Westbrook will never live up to any contract at this point in that area with $47 million. That's it. There's no one else.
Does that bother you at all? That tells me that's just to me an evaluation right there. If I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm in the front office looking at my player
I think my frustration is really deep down. I just don't like the culture of the NBA right now in terms of availability. I think that might be the biggest thing with me. I don't like this. I don't like how we're in an era where medicine, technology, resources are at their highest in human history, yet we have the weakest, pansiest players. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If LeBron is at the twilight of his career, I can give him a little bit of a leash at that point because he is in his 20th season. And that's something you have to be very, very fair about. But I don't like AD missing 4 games. It cost us 4 games. Look at the difference if we go 2-4 in those games or 2-2. We're not having this discussion in a lot of ways. These games matter, guys. These games matter, and there isn't any urgency for players today to play every game. What? There wasn't the flu 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant are still human beings. They catch colds. They catch the flu. Mark Jackson, John Starks, Patrick Ewing. I'm not going to just always pick Jordan and Kobe because those guys were out of this world. So I'm going to go to the other guys. I will never forget the 92 login of the Knicks. I can't get that out of my mind. You're talking about a team that played like football players, and only one of their starters missed a game all year, and two of their bench guys didn't miss a game either. In an era where you could punch people in the face and get a technical, and then the refs would be like, hey, don't do that again. This is the part I'm not getting. And I hope I'm not sounding like the old man telling you to get off the lawn. This is about results, guys. Why are these guys not available to play anymore? Why were there only 5 guys that played 82 games last year? 5 guys. You're talking about a league give and take between injuries and calling somebody up from the G League. You're looking at 450 to 500 players in a given season. And 5 of those guys played all 82 games. And these guys are getting paid more money now than ever in the history of the NBA. You're getting paid more money now. You have all the technology, all the medicine, all the resources that you need, and you're playing only 5 guys all year, all 82 games. How does that make sense?
Doesn't.
We're blaming people. We're turning into those who to blame. You know what it is, G and John and our crowd is maybe we need to stop blaming others and start blaming those who are not available.
Kawhi Leonard.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard has played 5 games in 24 games. He's missed 19 of 24 games.
I thought it was less than that.
How about you just retire, dude? How about you just retire? I mean, really, who are you kidding? Who are you kidding? We've had injuries. There have been plenty of guys that didn't live up to their Brandon Roy, Greg Oden. A lot of guys in the past that their bodies did not make it. And I feel like nowadays those guys would still have a career. They'd still have a career because we allow them to have a career. And we allow to pay these guys $15 and $20 million for what?
Sorry, I
For
do
what?
it.
For what? Where's the elegance anymore? Where's that guy? Where's that kid gonna hook on to that player because he can go to that one game in his whole life and see Michael Jordan play or Kobe or Shaq? We don't have that. Kawhi, who the hell knows who Kawhi Leonard is outside normal NBA viewers?
Palmdale P.
But then again, guys, it doesn't matter, right? The TV contracts, they're getting paid their billions. They don't give a crap. No one cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Well, still, with the Lakers, there's still a lot of work to be done because the Lakers need, as you saw, tonight was a shining example of just how bad or just how much of a lack of depth they do have on this roster. It really is not good because you saw in the half-court offense, they were just absolutely abysmal. It was ugly. That second quarter, John, I think was probably some of the worst basketball I've seen in a long, long time.
Yeah, I'm glad I came in late on playback because I don't think I caught tail end of it, and they were.
You think you were sick with your after eating those donuts? Try watching that second quarter.
I'm glad I wasn't eating donuts while watching that. That's it would have given me motion sickness or something. But yeah, I think Joe made a really good point as well as Howard in chat about the huge influx of money, being paid to these leagues to to gain the rights to show their games for in return for ad revenue, all this stuff. It reminds me of who's going to outperform who. The hourly employee is not going to outperform the the commission sales employee. Someone who is making their income 100% or most of it from commission is going to outperform the hourly employee every single day and twice on Sunday. And it's very similar to that. Everyone's getting paid, so no one really cares about or they don't really care. They're not making an effort to put the best product out there.
No, they're not, and it's something that I think that we need to be aware of, because the fact is the Lakers just don't have that kind of depth to support any kind of injuries. And I saw this. You saw this.
Mm-hmm.
Seemingly everyone out there that is on a part of the show on this panel saw that the Lakers really just don't have a whole lot after LeBron and AD. And it stinks because, Joe, we had all this momentum coming off that tremendous weekend for the Lakers. And there, unfortunately, all it took was just, one little thing here, one little thing there. AD going out sick, LeBron resting his ankle, and there you go, right back where we started almost 1 week ago.
We are the problem, too. In the end, you have to look at yourself in the mirror.
Are you talking about the fans?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm looking at myself in the camera.
We don't.
Is that close enough?
We've watched every Laker game. We've watched all 24 games. They've got us. So they don't have any incentive to change anything. We're still watching.
Yep.
So we're a part of the problem. We are why the Lakers aren't making those trades. That's it. And we're stuck. So we have a couple choices here. Either we continue to take the blame and support what they're doing, which is what we're doing, or we go and stop everything we're doing here and not have a show and go and do what we want to do. That's the part here. When you're if you were to get on the podium and discuss Laker information in front of media, that would be the first thing I would tell them. I'd say we are all to blame for why this team continues to make bad decisions. We are not holding them. What we're doing is we're being keyboard weenies. Warriors. Well, I say weenies because warriors are too good of a word to describe that. We're sitting there. We're going, hey, you suck. Jeannie sucks. Rob sucks. And then we go right back over there after the show's over and start watching Spectrum Sportsnet.
Yep.
They have zero incentive to change jack squat because of us. And what are we trying to do? We're trying to get a show going so that we can make a living out of this, right?
Absolutely.
So now on top of that, you got all this gambling stuff that's been going on the last 5-6 years that's adding to those viewers and money and teams moving to Vegas and
the evil
money. There was a time where owners might have been about the money, but their feet were held to the fire if they weren't doing their job. When the people didn't show up at the stands, guess what? They had to sell the team because they couldn't make any money. Now
they don't call us Sin City for nothing, Joe.
Anyway,
how about your town do one thing for me? Can you stop handing out porn cards when there's children walking around?
The best thing you do
No
on that, and that always freaks me out. I used to actually, one of my best friends earlier, in my life, was a gentleman who was a stand-up comedian. And one of the things we did, we would walk on the strip, and those guys passing out the porn cards, the right at you. He would take about 2 or 3 steps. He'd look at it, and he'd yell at the guy, "Hey, that's my sister!" And they would run off scared. And hilarious. Okay, at least it was to me. So, because they were running off. So
the thing, it doesn't change anything. They're just going to keep handing them out.
Oh, I know, but they just probably went down to the other side of the strip. But
yeah.
Freedom of
dirty,
speech, Joe.
dirty is
freedom of speech.
Dirty is dirty, and most people are dirty.
They're not advertising for anything nefarious.
Nefarious. How about do the simple things, guys, instead of yapping about why this is good because of money? Have some human decency. You want to hang out porn? You want to hand out porn cards?
Well, when
Or how about this?
How
about this?
Sin City,
How about
when you're
stop?
Sin City,
How
all
about
you sell is
stop?
sin.
Stop dressing like in underwear or a bikini with your butt out when there are children walking around 12 o'clock in the evening or afternoon, I should say. Those are the things that I think common sense would make sense. I guess
those are the tourists as well, man.
Well, I'm just saying it's a dirty town. I do enjoy the sporting.
Food's really good here, though. Food is really good here.
I think Henderson has better food than the Strip, by the way.
I live in both, and they both have great food.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a prude, right? I'm going to sound like a prude right now. No, guys, it has nothing to do with being a prude, okay? I do like voluptuous women walking around every now and then. I'm a man. But I just think it'd be nice not to have it around children. Did
you try killing a fly while you were saying that?
Can you see a difference? Yeah, I had a gnat come by. He had no chance.
He has to, while he's circling back.
Yeah, it's like,
I
like thick women. Perfect timing.
No, I don't. I think quality is taking a hit in so many areas in life. The quality of a professional is probably one of the biggest ones, and especially in sports, because when you're getting paid $40 million a year and no one holds your feet to the fire to show up to work, you're not going to show up to work unless you're really determined and beyond the money. And that's it. That's where all this goes, guys. It all goes down to the core of what do you value in all this. If you value money, and what do you value that money for? Why? So you can go buy stuff? Okay.
Petting, if I actually went down that road on what you're talking about in the chat, that would probably take us to do a whole different thing and go way off.
We'd get banned from YouTube.
Probably. Yeah. So I won't even approach that. With all due respect, Petting, because you are an outstanding part of our Lakers Fast Break experience. You've been one of our biggest fans here on YouTube, and we truly appreciate it. Can't go down that road.
Well, petting my cat.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
You want me to make that face? I'll make that face.
Don't worry. Don't worry, petting my cat. If God willing, there's an avenue where I can make a difference, that's going to be. I have some people in my life that have made a difference in that arena, and I'm very appreciative of them. Let's just put it that way.
All right.
I think petting my cat knows that we can't go down a rabbit hole because they said that this isn't the time or place. So they did preface it with that.
Yes.
Will
absolutely.
you stop panicking? We're not talking about it. We're just having fun.
I don't want to get the show banned.
We know how you're panicking.
I'm always panicky. That's just who I am.
This guy.
Once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. It's always so hard for me to do that as well, John. You're always like that when you want to do the other way. It's like
because it's inverted, so you don't know which way it is.
Always.
Joe, Jason wants to know what you're sipping on.
Hold on, I got a great answer for him.
Oh my gosh! Here we go. There you go. But once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. The Lakers, unfortunately, do lose 126-113. We will be back on Friday. The Lakers are in Philly to go ahead and play against Joel Embiid, James Harden, and the Philadelphia 76ers. Let's say LeBron comes back for sure because he was just resting a sore ankle. You think the Lakers, even without AD, can pull it off?
No.
They need AD.
They could pull it off if AD is there and LeBron isn't.
Yeah, they need AD to go up against Embiid. Who's going to guard Embiid if AD's not there?
Well, you got 5 fouls for Thomas Bryant. You notice I prefaced it.
5 fouls in the first quarter?
Exactly. If you can get 2 on Joel Embiid, there you go. If you can get Embiid in foul trouble, I think that's the key.
And we're back.
Don't forget to give us a 5-star review.
Wherever
you are.
Pop Culture Cosmos. That's
That
the
is
part.
on
That's my
request.
favorite part.
Yes, that is on request right there.
Because your voice gets high pitched. That's why.
Hey, I've been called
Can
the
you
emo.
believe
Hey, I've been
this?
called the emo Phillips.
I
of
don't believe
podcasting,
this.
Which I don't know if
Emo
that's a
Phillips.
blessing.
I don't know
or
who that
a curse.
is. Kiss
Yeah.
the next
emo.
saying goodbye.
Yeah, you
Man.
don't even want to. No.
Do you ever do karaoke, G?
I actually did. Yeah, I did the other day, actually, for Thanksgiving.
What'd you sing?
I sang U2's Elevation, and I got a 99 out of 100.
Nice.
But I did not.
I don't know what that means, but congratulations.
I just thought of
almost
something.
perfect.
We're 10 and 14, which equals 24, and we're going to play against Kobe's hometown team on Friday.
Yep.
Isn't that eerie?
Very eerie.
I think that's a stretch.
I know, but I like
everything there.
conspiracies like that.
Hey, this world is based off of
It's a thought
conspiracy
exercise.
theory. Yes. But I will say, though, it is the Lakers going into Philadelphia against the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll be for our live watch party. Please come and join us. We had a great chat today talking about EV vehicles, hybrids, donuts, the Olympic Auditorium, my memories of it. So, yeah, it's a great
Los
conversation.
Angeles as a whole.
Yeah, we were also talking about the game
Yeah,
as well.
Los Angeles as a whole.
Yes. See, thank you,
Not
Johnny.
that type of whole.
Johnny 2K6
Oh,
likes
that's
my
what I was
intros.
talking about.
Well, the thing is, I want to make sure I show appreciation to all the entities that help support the Lakers Fast Break cause. So if I don't get them in, I know me, and I will forget it somewhere down the line on the show because I'm get too busy talking about something else.
Where's
So
Sean, by the way?
I better knock it out early.
Probably
He
at the
said
game. No, I'm just kidding.
he sent us an email, said he just got home as the game started, but never went on the live stream.
You
I
should
don't
have
know.
told me. He should have told me that he needed money for the game. I could have sent him some to go to the game.
I
He could
agree.
be
I
our
should have asked for
correspondent
some.
there.
I would have sent him some.
He could have been live, and we could have
I know,
done a
right?
show with him there in live.
Yeah, that would have been great. I would have loved to have him there. But
Now we got to wait till next year. Damn it!
or we could fly him somewhere else. I could fly him to Detroit. It's not that far
He could drive to Detroit.
from Toronto.
Oh, so I'm sorry. That's Ontario. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like, that's still a pretty.
I don't know why
big
for a second
drive.
there I thought he was on
Because
Ontario.
that's like
Toronto.
east coast to Midwest. If you're talking about that, so yeah.
How about,
How about
next?
when the next time the Lakers win somebody other than Gerald do the thing? Okay.
I've done it before, Johnny. I did it
Yeah.
when he was gone.
Yeah.
Go back. What was it? 10 episodes?
No, it's more than 10 episodes.
Yeah?
It was actually early November. If you look at
Yeah, it was me and Tom.
Yeah, and he started out and he did a bang up job. I'm not gonna put smack on him. I'm gonna say he did a bang up job.
Well, you don't want to do, because I'll smack you back. That's how it works.
That's for sure. Yes, but yeah. What can we
By
say?
the way, Petting, Sean's always invited to the show.
Yes, he is always.
So we're not the one holding him back.
Yeah, I throw out the to let everyone know behind the scenes. I throw out the email to everyone, and whoever shows up gets on the stream. So
We hop on.
yeah, LakerTom says he gets shutted out sometimes, and it's like whether he hits the button or I hit the button, it's not intentional. But I know I do want to wish my good friend Tom Wong, aka LakerTom, a very happy 77th birthday. I know he is actually legitimately like AD. Under the weather with flu-like symptoms, but I'm hoping he'll feel better. And I hope
he gets better soon.
Yeah, I hope his present wasn't something other than Dayquil given to him. Yeah, so I really hope he had a good birthday. Any last thoughts on LakerTom or the Lakers before we head on?
Everyone's
out,
getting sick right now. Seems like
It's flu season.
Hopefully not. Knock on wood.
I mean, not
Yeah,
me.
don't say that.
I don't get sick.
Well,
Yeah.
right now, just because you said that, now you're jinxing yourself.
He
No.
says he does it. He says germs, actually bacteria,
I don't get sick.
deflects off of him. It bounces off.
I don't got time to get sick.
Okay.
Okay, that's
It's a
more.
it's a waste
accurate.
of my time. If you got a problem with that, John, you can meet me outside.
I'll meet you outside Buffalo Wild Wings.
Where?
Probably the one in San Diego. I don't know
The
where
one in
the
Mission
close one is.
Valley?
I've been to that one. It's okay, but that'll be far for you, no?
No. But it'd be better if you went to the one in Temecula.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking.
That was a fun bar.
All right. Well,
Okay.
you guys got to go then. We guys got to plan that out. Absolutely.
You're invited.
Well, I was
to,
waiting.
Joe.
I was waiting for
You're
them
invited to,
if they
Gerald.
had
I
won
appreciate
that damn Pacers game, I won 5 in a row.
Blue Magic's comment.
Joe gets illnesses sick. He gave COVID.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely.
He's not Chuck Norris, okay? Let's not give him that much credit.
What would Chuck Norris do?
I'm not lying. I don't get sick, guys. It's like once every decade.
Let's hope that doesn't come sooner rather than
Yeah.
later. So I will say, though, that is great.
Did you hear what I just said? What is
Gotta
this
take your
hope?
vitamins.
There's no hope in this business.
Okay. Then it won't come. Yeah, you'll be fine for the rest of the decade. Once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. It is John Mikaelian, Gerald Glassford, myself, and of course the guy who deflects any and all diseases off of him. It is Joe Soro. Truly appreciate you watching and listening. We'll be back on Friday, hopefully for the post game. Also, as well, of course, our live. Please join us for our live watch parties at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Penny My Cat says, lean in 2 inches away from the monitor to pay homage to Mr. LakerTom. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Have you noticed
LakerTom.
Have you noticed he stopped doing that though?
Yeah, not as much. When he has a point to make, he would always lean in.
When it's a trade.
Yes.
Miles Turner, Buddy Hield trade. Rob needs to pull the trigger right now.
You know, Gerald, that when the Lakers really are doing a much better job, it's when, something like that. Hey, if you want to go look on Facebook or you want to go look on old YouTube, I've got years of LakerTom leaning in, but, it's just.
You need to make like a montage.
Yes. That's a lot of work right there. I'll see what I can do, but that's a lot of work. Gerald, or the times he's called me an idiot or idiotic or all that other stuff. So,
just because you disagree with him.
Has he ever called you an idiot on live?
Oh yeah, more than once.
Wow.
Nice.
He's called me uneducated, idiotic, and an idiot on several. Yeah, we used to get in some major. Are you
educated?
I don't know. That's not what my bachelor's degree tells me.
Where'd you get your bachelor's degree?
Educated.
Right there.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go to school?
List, right there.
Where'd you go to school?
National University. I went to a spell for USC, but then I went to National University to finish my degree.
Where's that?
In San Diego.
Oh, I didn't know if it was the one online.
It's online. It's mainly an online school.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But yeah, it finished bachelor's in journalism. I want to get I'm thinking about getting my master's at USC. Taking that someday. So they keep asking me. Gerald, you want to come back. I'm
glad I got my degree before they start recording the beer bug.
I'd rather go to Kuwait than LA.
You want to come back.
Would you rather go to
online,
Qatar?
Gerald. You can go online and finish.
I'd rather go to Qatar than LA.
You can come on. You can do it. It sounds good.
So are you gonna go back? Are you gonna go back?
Become a Trojan once again. You can do it.
Are you gonna go back for your masters?
I'm thinking about it.
So you're gonna move to LA?
No, I would just do it
online. Everything's online now.
Yeah, everything's online. But I could also, if I had to take any tests there, just to drive.
So how does tuition change when it's online?
It doesn't. They still charge you the same.
Really?
Yeah, they don't give you a discount.
Man,
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
That would be too easy.
That's a 2-finger salute. That's what I would say.
Rumor has it that LakerTom is still holding on hope for the CP3 trade in 2011. Now that's Joe Soro. Joe is.
I'm not holding up hope.
Oh, what's just happened?
It's I don't know.
What the hell happened?
Where'd you go?
What the hell just happened?
That was weird. Absolutely. That knocked my socks
I
off.
thought we got banned by the ghost of Donald
We
or
might
David
have.
Sterling.
I was just going to show the rumor and just take that off. The next thing I know.
Yeah, David Stern's ghost said, "Cut those guys. I'm tired of hearing them talking about it."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I guess that's our signal indeed. But once again, it's the Lakers Fast Break. The CP3 happened. There you go. But I do thank everybody for sticking around even this late. David Stern's ghost is alive, but we truly appreciate everybody watching and listening. We'll be back on Friday. Right here, starting at 4:30 for a live Lakers watch party. And of course, afterwards, we're going to be here to provide fun and entertainment for you as only we can. Can we start another challenge? Can we think of another good challenge together? I actually was thinking the other day.
Win one game without LeBron and AD.
Now, before we go out, hear me out. And this is for also the people out there. Let me know, would a Lakers convention be something worth starting, worth doing? Would that be something really cool to do?
A
Joe,
Laker convention?
a Lakers convention,
I'm not
LakerCon
really.
2023.
I don't like.
LakerCon.
I don't really like that atmosphere of the cons. To be honest with you,
You don't like crowds?
It's just a bigger version of one.
I wouldn't mind hanging out with Laker fans, but I don't like the people who run the
cons.
the cons. They're
They're like club promoters.
What if we ran?
Okay. So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
We were promoting a game before Corrupt called Black Sock Corruption. It was at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
They knew we were going to display the game, meaning there was going to be a TV and a way to play the game. They didn't have electricity set up for us. They said, "Oh, we don't do that. We don't do that right now because whatever."
Why didn't you tell them?
I'm like, what? You guys knew we were gonna play the game. We need electricity for the TVs, and they looked at us like we were talking German to them. That's one instance. That's probably the worst one. Incompetence, stupidity, ignorance, buffoonery, worthlessness, uselessness can't describe what those guys are typically. It's still not enough. My patience doesn't last very long when I see those things.
So you would say you'd be out on a LakerCon?
I don't want to do it at a convention center.
No, maybe like at LA Live or something like that.
I think if we did a Buffalo Wild Wings meetup, someplace like that, I think that would be great.
Well, you have a place where people can meet ex-Lakers for autograph sections, or maybe
I would honestly, I want you to look forward to this
Lakers podcast.
Here's where we can go with this. Again, it would depend on the enormity of the crowd. What if 20,000 people wanted to show up, right? Mm-hmm. Then it's going to be tough not to have a hall. Mm-hmm. But let's just say it's 50 people. Then you guys can just come to my...
20,000 people would always want to meet you.
We can set something up at my warehouse. Just come to Temecula.
LakerCon for 50 people.
Is there air ventilation in warehouse?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Come meet Joe at his warehouse. There you go.
Not sketchy at all.
Sim blades with the
It's
wire.
really dark outside, too.
Yeah, this is dark. You got this ratty ass sign.
That's what happens when the sun goes down, Joe.
You have this ratty ass sign.
No, it's
LakerCon.
dark.
Like you have no lights?
No, I'm talking like you walk outside, you can barely see what's around you. That's how dark it is over there.
You have this ratty ass sign that says LakerCon. Come on,
it's like it's slanted.
Come in here if you want to live or party.
I really think a LakerCon would work.
It's dark, just like the Lakers' future.
You don't think people have thought of that already, G?
Oh, I know, but no, I'm sure there's been stuff like that before.
I think Jeannie would send a cease and desist. Don't put Lakers on our stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
They can run it. I don't care. I just want to show up and get paid.
By who?
What's going on, guys?
For appearances. That's why paid appearances. That's why they have the cons. So all these people, that were in the past to pop culture conventions that did shows like in the 80s. That's still how they make money because they go to the cons, they get the autograph sessions. Joe Soro, you're going to be a future actor. You're going to be seeing you on TV, movies, streaming.
With all due respect to those who make a living doing that, it's not something that's likely would ever happen in my end. I wouldn't. I think if I was ever to set up something where I was meeting fans, I don't think I would feel right in taking their money because I'm writing my name on their pictures.
Okay.
That's just me.
Okay. Well,
I'd like to meet
outside of the Sim Blades warehouse, Joe will be meeting people.
I'll be waiting for everyone.
Okay.
No,
make sure you come after 8.
8 a.m.
But we will be back on Friday to cover the Lakers game on our Lakers watch party.
Petting my cat. There's plenty of those, by the way. They're
called convention.
Yeah,
there are plenty of those. It's called. I think one of the ones I've seen nearby.
Yeah, they're called trade shows.
The outdoor yard convention or something
I mean,
like
you
that.
have
Outdoor con.
just think you have the memorabilia dealers there with all this Laker stuff, and I just think it'd be a cool idea.
No,
I didn't say I would run it because I know
I-
how much it costs.
Gerald, I'll come support you, but I don't. I don't do that stuff. Even
That's a headache I don't want.
I don't even
It's
go
not
to
I'll show up.
I don't even go to these installment shindigs because
I've covered numerous cons as press. I've covered over 100 cons as press. I don't
word of mouth, baby, word of mouth.
Yeah.
My business was built off word of mouth. People talking about you that you've taken care of. That's how I built it.
Okay,
I prefer it that way.
Just a thought. So if somebody
We'll
wants
do
to
it.
start
We'll
a
do it for you,
LakerCon,
G.
if somebody wants to start a Lakers con, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Usually those trade shows are good if you want to sell your product wholesale.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of vendor buyers.
Just think,
I don't know if
Blades right there.
But Joe's not selling a product; he's selling a service. So
Blades booth right there with a video of just all your work right there displayed. People just flock to it, man. And
with highlights from our shows.
And with every lawn installation, you get a free Joe Soro autograph.
No, it's too cheap.
I just thought I'd try. All right.
Cheap parlor tricks, man.
Okay.
I might as well just go do flyers, door to door. Hey,
go canvass your neighborhood.
We're in your town. Did you see your neighbor's yard? Call us.
All right. Well, LakersCon I think would work, but if somebody wants to start it, we'll be there to.
It would work, but we can't put Lakers on.
We'll do a panel. We'll do a panel. How about that? We do a Lakers fast break panel right there. So
I can get behind that.
Yes.
I can't wait until
that would look good on the jersey.
I've actually hosted a panel.
My logo's nice.
Joe's face.
I've actually hosted a panel at a con. They're a lot of fun. So yeah, I can do that. But
what about this face?
Oh Lord, I don't want to see that man's face.
He's so pretty though. Look,
about to patronize my
pretty.
logo.
Look at that square jaw.
All right. Well, then enjoy the Big Macs and quarter pounders, then petting my cat. But we'll be back on Friday for more good fun. And I want to hear your thoughts. Would you like a Lakers convention? So we can go ahead and get that started on social media.
Last question, since petting my cat brought McDonald's. Does McDonald's Coke taste different than other restaurants?
Yes,
it does. It's more carbonated, right?
Yes. As someone who abused Coke to nauseum until his mid-40s, yes.
What about you, Joe?
I don't go to McDonald's. Didn't John Daly say that McDonald's had the greatest Diet Coke ever?
I believe
they have the best soda.
Yeah.
I only go to McDonald's when I have a craving for McNuggets, and it has to be the spicy mustard. If it's not the spicy mustard,
I only go once a year now for the McRib.
Double quarter pounder all the way. Did you just
and
say
I get
McRib?
the orange you can only get at McDonald's. The orange soda.
Soda.
Okay. Yeah, the orange soda you can only get at
High
McDonald's.
C.
Yeah, exactly. So the lava
double
orange,
quarter pounder all the way.
Yeah, but now that I guess the McRib has been fit. That's the last run that they had. I don't know if they're going to do it again. God. They say so. Who knows? Now
they
Joe's mocking me. Was that really nice, Joe? No, didn't think it was. But once again, we'll see you Friday. We're having a lot of fun. Hopefully you have too. Lakers did lose. Obviously, this show is more entertaining than the Lakers game, 126-113, but we will be back on Friday to entertain you some more. And the best place to go for anything Lakers, of course, is right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast. Have a good evening, everyone. Be safe.